Hey now, party people. Clem Hawkins here. Give me a second. Just back from the old A-Town, Austin. And, ooh, that was horrible. Camera signings. And thank goodness I'm home. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Come back to find my computer's got some issues. Either again or already. Thank you, Dr. Funk. Enough. Cool. So, yeah. What a trip. Oh, boy. So yeah, back in the mighty ghetto homestead, finally I got me a new hat. Oh look, it's a perfect fit. I don't like fucking flat brims though. Met a Miss Trish Smart, the Burning Man girl. She wasn't particularly receptive, but she's got good hustle, so gotta give her that. And boy, the first 3 days, oh man, you're looking up at the fucking sky. Sorry, like I just, not even kidding you, got in the door, grabbed the camera, well, how would we put it? Got to Denver, in at airport, rode the train to Union Station, rode the bus out to Boulder, hiked the mile or so to my local bodega to get. This podcast is sponsored by Dale's Double IPA. 2 of these and I should sleep like a charm, especially since I got my own bed with no bugs in it. My dumbass fucking, where the hell is my tobacco? Hold on. I fucking hate these papers. These papers suck more ass than my first 3 nights in Austin. The gum don't work and everybody thinks they're just the shizats. Now I'm trying to find the good paper. Well, I'm not really. I'll deal with it. They always come unraveled. The gum doesn't stick. But I got me a 50 pound. Oh, here they are. This, my friends, is what you need to be buying. OCB. All natural hemp papers, plus tips. Tips, those are for the weed. Excuse me. But yeah, hot, sticky. 2 days of living on the streets because my dumbass didn't make a reservation at the $60 motel or the $40 youth hostel. And unbeknownst to me, it was reggae festival, a Bob Marley festival, a comedy festival, a parents, shut the fuck up, dude. Parents weekend. Sorry, I'm having an argument with my computer. It seems they get upset if I'm not twiddling with them every day. And you thought girl problems were hard. Yeah. So yeah, learned a whole lot. Probably not gonna get into that much after I sleep, after I shower and get all that fucking weird stink off of me from Austin. I'll hopefully drink some beers, maybe type a little bit out and sleep for a day or 3. Lord knows I need it. But I'm really bummed out because I'm almost positive when I left this machine here, my primary machine, it's a G2 tower, had Windows running because I had OBS and was working YouTube, but I see OBS here, so maybe I'm just totally wrong. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that ain't there that's supposed to be. I might I really want to put that clip in there. There's kind of only one way to do that, isn't there? Shit. I don't have the brain power to do it right now. Sorry. But my cables are out there. Everything's combobulated, and I just want to fucking chill. I probably walked more in the last weekend than I've put on in months. But I'm still not convinced it's not a scam, because when I checked on the internet it said $62, and when I got there a day and a half later it was $285, which was more than I had budgeted. I only get like $600 to spend after rent and utilities here. But that's more than I had budgeted for the whole trip. So I was stuck out on the streets. And instead of getting mad, I made a bit about it. In that turns out that homeless is backed by popular demand. And by that I mean the popular people demanded a hotel room, so the broke ass monkey like me's got to fucking hit the curbs. And then I got stuck in the fucking rain like thunderstorms. Walked to the under the 35, and then once it kind of settled down, I was a little bit dry, not much. I made it to 9th and Congress, where I found a doorway to sleep in. And got a relatively polite wake-up call. Normally in my day you'd get kicked in the foot and they'd say, roll it up, moving on. But these guys were more social and friendly about it. Ow. And the second night that place Austin is that's as ghetto as the Tenderloin. I still don't know what you're seeing, but I'll find out in a second. I'm probably going to try to cut this short, and then I'll upload it, and then I'll follow it up with a live thing when I figure out cables and shit. My foot's got this huge ass fucking blister on it. You can't see because it's all dirty from walking around on my floor. First thing I did was take off all my clothes and all my layers. When I left, it was 5 or 6 inches of snow in Boulder and Denver. And so I was, essentially wintered up, and I looked at the weather down there and it looked like it was going to stay 60s and 70s, so I figured that'd be cool. But next trip I got to take nothing but what's in my pockets, because Mothership don't let bags in the club, and that means that I got to spend $60 for a fucking bug infested ghetto apartment, or a ghetto motel, where the clients have a tendency of going off the shit list. And since I probably won't be able to afford a trip till after the 1st of May, I have to pay rent and see what I got, and then see what's available. I guess I could kind of do that now if I wanted, but I got to figure out when and how I can get into excuse me, wrong computer. What? There's this one. But I'm thinking I need to get in Denver, Austin. I need to get in on a Monday, which looks like it might be the 6th, and if I could leave on the 8th, I gotta see Miss Alana. I sure hope I'm getting her name right, because she was wow. Super smart, super cool, and my kind of sexy. Not a lot of makeup. Oh, I wouldn't say a perfect body, but perfectly imperfect, and that nothing was modified. And it looks like a round trip right now is 104. If I depart on a Saturday, it's 84. If I depart on Tuesday, which doesn't work, fuck. And I'm gonna have to do some investigating as far as the discount den, because it's 104. But when I first got on my way down there, I met a guy that had the year pass, and he says that every flight's only $15, and he books one night in advance. And from what I saw at Frontier, every seat's the same except the ones in the front get off first. But other than that, it's all the same thing. But she said there was something where she avoided the taxes and stuff for a year, but I don't know what that was. But yeah, I think the discount then costs $100. Yeah, 59 plus 40 enrollment fee, and kids fly free, exclusive deals, lowest fare, share the savings. But I'm not ready to spend $204 for a discount because it's 27%. But I got one, let's see, I got one that's, well, the only one is 5 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. on Monday. And that round trip is $144. And the Wednesday flight is the same flight that I took this morning at 9 a.m. Tuesday flight, no, yeah, Monday. And Tuesday flight round trip is 100, and that's not enough time for me to see Mothership or Mitzi's again. So anyway, yeah, I still consider it, as painful as it was and as enlightening as it was, a success. It seems people are so against homeless people that they confuse people on the road flying in from Denver with bags that aren't checked, because my dumbass didn't make a reservation for a room, and there essentially weren't rooms or they were outpriced. The reason I say I think it's a scam is because I went in, the guy Saturday told me Monday it would be back to normal. So I went in Sunday night, guaranteed it, and the guy showed me a printout. And then the next morning, Monday morning, I go in first thing in the morning, and the lady who's supposedly the manager or something, Crystal, what a surprising name, she goes $120. She basically doubled my rent, my whatever you call it. And so I'm like, how is that? I saw a printout. And so I took my laptop down to Starbucks, found out that I got a Wyndham Rewards that I wasn't aware of or I'd forgotten about. Ow. Ugh. And it was weird because it said it was going to be $56, which is like $5 off the regular, which made sense. And then when I checked in, I don't know how or why or what kind of snidey shit she pulled, but I got an email saying my reservation had been modified, and I didn't modify it. So that means she modified it to, at least chump me out of another $5. And then, of course, because I know how those people work, I've got friends that are desk clerks or whatever, or at least used to be back in the city, the shitty. She put me in the room, the loudest fucking room, right by the elevators. Every time somebody walked by, I heard it. People yelling and screaming all fucking night. Bugs in the bathroom, bugs in the everywhere. I just took all the sheets off the bed and slept in my sleeping bag. So I was glad that I had that. The second night that I was there, I kind of ADD'd on that one. But I walked like a mile or two out of town. Well, not out of town, but out of downtown. Down this East Chavez or something. I found this sweet little... it was like side of a non-profit building looking thing, and it had a gate, and the gate didn't work, but we propped a couple bricks up, so I had a 4-foot by 20-foot fenced in area that was just me. And the next night I got the motel, and then last night I just pulled an all-nighter. I went to Mitzi's and met probably the two nicest people that I met so far. But definitely Lady Ilana is super cool. Plus, she does marketing and really liked my shirts. At the end, there wasn't... my dumbass thought that Creek and Cave and Sunset Strip were like daytime bars, nighttime comedy clubs, and that was wrong. Even though the sign on the menu board says they open at 3 a.m., I went there multiple times at 3 a.m. I think I went there Saturday and Sunday, and they weren't open. And then Monday they're closed because obviously Red Band's doing Kill Tony, which kind of doesn't make sense because I didn't see him there when I was there. I went on Tuesday for the Java and Jokes. And Monday I had a lot of fun dancing. The way they do it is they have a bar kind of catty corner across the street. And 200 people go there, sign up. We could get drinks, but I didn't have money for that shit. But they had a DJ, and he was playing some really cool old school hip hop remixes and stuff. So the way it works is kid comes running across the street, announces the name, grabs the people, and then goes back over, and that's how that draw works. So I made it a point. I mean, I was having fun dancing anyway. The door guys were really cool. I was sitting there dancing. It's just so, I couldn't help it. And the door guy, one of the door guys, he was dancing. And I'm like, how are these people not dancing? This guy's fucking cutting it up. But anyway, I had a lot of fun dancing and waiting to not get picked, which is fine. That was kind of the bonus on the cake. I had kind of a trifecta: scout the scene, give props to the Kill Tony regulars and Kill Tony and Mr. Joe, and go to have a beer at Mitzi's and pay tribute or homage or whatever you call it to her. I was really bummed when I got selected for the new talent night comedy pool a 3 years ago maybe, because I really thought that Princess Wendy was like a junior Mitzi, but turns out she's not. Yeah, I spent, like, after I got my first set and got approved into the pool, I went every week for 3 months and got to know earned the name Doobie Man, because every week I'd show up and I'd take it, like, I'd go to the pot shop and get 20 pre-rolls, and I'd go to everybody in the club, the door guys, the bartenders, the back help, the kitchen, the service bar, the main bartenders, all the servers, essentially everybody working there that would appreciate it. The hack that runs it thought I was trying to fucking bribe him. I'm like, dude, whatever. And when I say the hack that runs it, I'm not saying he's a hack. His last name is Hack, which I think is funny because I've only been engaged once, and the girl who I stupidly engaged with was named Hack. And as she decided to do, Connor cheated on me, so I just fucking banged on the door till they opened. I said, give me the ring, and I left, and that was it. That's a really weird, trippy roundabout story, because after I'd gotten to California, I guess I was in San Francisco for a couple years and then Santa Cruz for a couple years. And at one point, I'm trying to remember when, if I could remember what car I was driving, that would probably help. But anyway, I went to a rainbow gathering, and I saw Frog there, not Toad, Frog. Toad's a big fat dude. Frog's a little skinny guy like me. And Frog and I went to high school at Parkway North together, and he was actually the cat that taught me how to roll a joint. I was like 16 or 17 using he used a $20 bill. And I'm not sure if I pocketed that 20, but when I saw him again, I was like, I'm not sure if I pocketed that 20 that day. Like, here's $20 just in case. But anyway, he knew her. He had dated her before. This girl, Emily Hack, and said that the guy that she cheated on me with, her and him were driving down the highway in the back of a pickup truck, and she shoved him the fuck out of the truck, and he died, hit the fucking cement and skittered. So I'm like, whew, good thing that didn't work out, you know what I mean? Good news, bad news, we'll see. But it was quite the interesting turn of events. Nonetheless, Saturday, Sunday, and most of Monday I spent walking around, met a few cool homies. I'm aware that the housey people and the rich people, they do not like people that are homeless, which is kind of stupid if you ask me, because people are people, and if you judge somebody by the adjective you assign to them, you know, that's all on you. But myself, having been homeless for 20 plus years, I'm aware that there are good people and there are shit people, and as long as you only stick with the good people, then that's great. So I met probably 3 cats that I for sure remember: O'Shea, and one cat that I can't remember his name, but I nicknamed him Wheels. And I gave both of them shirts. And I met a couple of comedians that are like serious about it. One cat's name is Jake, and if he sees this, he's from Greenbow, Alabama. You could tell by his accent. That was funny. And Holden. And Holden actually had stickers. You know, nobody else had merch. Everybody was just open mic hacks, reading shit off of a phone or a thing or a whatever. And probably none of them over 25, so it's not like, you know, anything. And, you know, I didn't really burn any material there. I just kind of threw a few bits out and be like, you think it's funny? I think I started with this. Don't you think it's funny that all of the people that totally bombed are no longer here? And they're also the same people that didn't clap for anybody else. If you want to get applause from your fellow comedians, yo, you gotta applaud them, even if they kind of bomb, you know, because if they got the fucking, they're not shaking, they're not, you know, I grew up in a musical background, so comedy was what we did when someone broke a string. I'm used to performing for a couple, 300-400 people, and I've also performed for thousands of people at like music festivals and stuff. Not as a speaker or musician, but oddly enough, as a dancer. And there's one in particular, and I'm having a hard time remembering it, but it was in Missouri, and I was doing stagehand work and volunteering for my ticket, which is pretty much what I did for quite a while, because you volunteer for a outdoor festival and you know what you're doing. You usually get put on stage crew. You know, sometimes you do other stuff, but whatever it is, you get the festival pass for free. And on that trip, I had tons of weed, so just getting me in there to meet people that would like weed made it a profitable short-term rental investment. I remember Leftover Salmon was playing, and I don't know how I ended up backstage with them, but after they played, I went back. They had this really cool setup where there was a stage to the and they built it all themselves, to the crowd, and over here was a wing where there's like speakers and stuff, and here was a wing, but then on the backside down below basically was a green room with a shower and a bar and like couches, and it was dope. But there was a big ass window on the side of the wall, so you could hang out in the green room and still see other performances on the stage. You know, there's speakers piped in and stuff. And at some point, because I had worked with Leftover Salmon, it's probably my second or third gig with the Grateful Dead family, with Miss Rebecca and the Rebecca's crew. She sent us off to Lyons, Colorado to do stage and, you know, backstage ambiance. Essentially, we set up the festival in the backstage. We dressed it up so all of the, you know, rock stars or whatever. Most of the festivals I did, very, very, very few of those people had rock star attitudes. And I'm talking, you know, Leftover Salmon and, I mean, they were the headliner of the whole thing, and they got enough music, they don't need openers. But even people I met with the Grateful Dead were some of the least pretentious people, but they were also some of the most fun people. You know, Rebecca, from what I understand, she came to California with Tim Leary back in the 60s. She was like 14. And it wasn't until one of her friends, she was talking about how pretty the houses were. And the friend's like, what are you talking about? She goes, all the colors. And the girl's like, no, dude, they're just white. And that's when she realized that she was a little affected by all the acid she took with Tim Leary and that crew. But somehow she got adopted by the Grateful Dead family and put to work playing dress up. Most of the time, she's in charge of the Kitty Village, which they get face painters, and they have like little people costumes, and they all the kids that are at the festival for their parents. Essentially, they babysit the kids so the parents can go have a good time. And then the kids they all get to meet Wavy Gravy, and then they do a parade around the bowl. And if you're not aware of festival terminology, the bowl is the flat area, the big flat area, a lot of times in front of the stage. So they do a parade around the bowl. Wavy goes up on stage, and everybody gets to shake his hand. And I enjoyed it. And you know, in between, when summer festivals weren't happening, it was usually on purpose, because most of us that were working the crew, there were some like meth head tweakers that were part of Bill Graham Presents or BGP, and they weren't particularly proficient in much except doing drugs. But Rebecca's crew, me, Panther, and some other people. Your gate has changed. Oh, look at that. Last minute notice at 6:15 a.m. On what day? Was that this morning? I don't know. I'm just going through emails. Sorry for my distractions. I wasn't really paying much attention to any of the social media. I'm only on Twitter and Facebook, really, and YouTube. I think that counts as social media. Not like most people think of it, but oh, excuse me. Anyway, I'm used to being in front of people. So when Joe and Joey, when Mr. Joe and Uncle Joey, oh, there's a surprise. Not a single fucking word from my case manager or my supposed case manager. Worthless fucking. Anyway. Looks like let's just mark all as red, because I don't want to make any decisions. I'm too spent. So yeah, I did say I was going to keep this short, didn't I? Because it takes for fucking ever to upload this crap to YouTube, especially on just the cheap free ghetto Wi-Fi that I got in my apartment. Yeah, sign up with Google. You're not giving me the right thing already. But it was a good trip. Met some cool people. I was able to gift. I met Cam, gave him a rock. Oh, look at that. Karina with Weird Al. That's cool. No news there. What a surprise. Oh. I probably gave away, I don't know, 50 or 100 different stickers. Probably gave away, I think it's easier to say, I might have sold 4 or 5 shirts. I sold a shirt on the way to Austin on the airplane to one of my flight neighbors. Oh, look, there's Cam and Dr. Phil. That's cool. I got 14 notifications there. Oh, right. Holden and whatchamacallit. Someone tried to log in, but we stopped them a day ago. That could have been me. I like Amy D's new picture. Somebody mentioned me. Well, where are these guys oh, there's Holden. And there's Jake. And there's, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, he's cool. He smoked a joint with me. Robert Montez. It was Reggie weed, but man, I was so sure I'd go there on 420, and and somebody like my pot shop guy, he's like, dude, the way you look, people are gonna be wanting to smoke with you. But I did not. I didn't smell anything that smelled anything different than what we smoked in high school or worse. And one of the cool parts is the neighbor guy on my first flight down that had the flight pass. He told me that he always flies with flour, a pen cartridge, and edibles, and he never gets bothered. So that's definitely got to be a must for my next trip. Thinking thinking from the outside. No, thinking from outside the box. While language is the box in and of itself, as well is the institution of have and have nots, stiff necks and more, barflies, gutter punks, bums, suits, collars, corporate scum, life itself is a box. It's a poem I wrote from 7 years ago. Holy schmoly. I knew this documenting stuff would come in handy. I just saw yeah. Gotta love that. Let's see what we got here. I really liked that girl. She was nice. I haven't met a girl that I wanted to be interested in for fucking ages. Oh shit, I've given up on that. My fingers ain't functioning. Let's see, I checked that email, I got one more to check. Oh, but it doesn't look like, let's see, nothing important. The one thing I'm curious about is if anyone went to my webpage. Oh wow, 5 people, 5 views, and that might have been me. When was that? April 22nd. So that was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, that could have been me from writing. I think it does that. And then April 24th, that's today, that's 2 people. And that might be, I don't know how they keep track of it, but anyway, I made it back. I'm happy to be back in the mountains and the high elevation, the dry climate, the no bugs, awesome mountain view that you could see out my front window. And now we're going to try to wind down, and like I said, I might put this up and then add a live thing later. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of seal the deal. But yeah, I forgot totally. But I ran into Cam and I gave him a rock and I said, hey, please take this the right way. You guys have made my life a lot better, because since 2020 I had to retire and I've been sitting here in front of this, well, not this, but whatever computer system array that I've had at the time. And Kill Tony and the Joe Rogan Experience were, excuse me, 2 of my primary sources of entertainment. I didn't watch many of the Joe Rogan on Spotify because my ADD I ain't putting up with that ad interruption bullshit. And, you watch it on YouTube, as far as I recall, there's not usually many ad interruptions on JRE. And with Tony, or Red Band actually, edits, cuts, and splices, and then renders the video, which is part of what takes, I guess, 2 weeks. Give them a little leeway. But so in 2 weeks, I guess I'll get to see all the people that I saw get picked. And maybe in 2 weeks, I'll be there again to hopefully get picked. But the 3 things that I meant to do: scout the scene. I learned that Creek and Cave and Sunset Strip are not day bars, at least as far as I could tell. Tuesday, the Java and Jokes. I thought it was funny, because I was like, so it's Java and Jokes, right? I saw an AirPod. I was like, so you got coffee? He's like, no, we don't have drip. We're waiting for beans. But I can make you an Americano, and amazingly enough, it was the best coffee that I'd had since I'd been in Austin. And I mean, Starbucks works, but it's Starbucks. Kind of not much different than 7-Eleven was or is anymore. And hotel coffee, of course, sucked ass. But it was funny. I went, I didn't plan on signing. I didn't go there to do an open mic. I haven't done open mic since 2018, I think. So yeah. And it's I don't know. It's kind of like playing basketball with third graders. It's just not fair. But I'm really hopeful that, because a lot of it is being able to see what's going on. But I think more so, I think people like me more in person than they might, because you never know who's who on the internet. You know what I mean? And now my other computer's acting slow and retarded. Well, that's redundant, isn't it? They both mean the same fucking thing. I got 125 followers and 56. So that means I can afford I can follow 4 more people without being too over. I try to keep it a ratio of twice as many followers as I am following. Mostly because I know some people are just like, they want followers, so they follow everything. But if you ever look at my Twitter page, the very first thing you see after Clem Hawkins, t-shirt slogan suck, smile high comedy, is don't follow me, I'm pretending to be lost. Occupation, a hazard. Lisdexic, sit down philosopher, t-shirt slogan suck, smile high comedy, ADHD TV, and K-Not Radio Free Netherlands. Oh yeah, imagine if something went wrong. So I guess I'll hit homegirl back and say at least a Trish Smart. What the shit? You're connected. Well, Twitter's broke, it looks like. There's a first. So maybe I won't. But anyway, she's the one that got this hat. I've kind of decided, especially in this trip, I kind of made the decision when I was doing open mics or whatever. Because even back then, I had shirts or I had stickers at least, promotionals. And then when I bought the heat press and I made the shirts and did the whole bit, all the stuff at the Comedy Works, the fucking Comedy Works guys, the hack and his sidekicks hated it because they won't let comics sell their merchandise. And if you're going to be a comedian, you got to have name recognition and visibility. And if you don't have merchandise, it's kind of like with bands. When I grew up in bands, you could say you're in a band, but it wasn't until you had t-shirts and stickers and a CD or something that people thought of you as a real band. And, I learned, me and my band and I learned from going to a South by Southwest convention where the music industry professionals are there. And they gave us all of what they as professionals expect. And essentially, if you say, if you play music, if you're in a band and you don't have merchandise, you're not in the music business. You're just making noise. So I think it's the same way with comedians. If you're a comedian, you're going to have stickers, you're going to have t-shirts, you're going to have some sort of merchandise. And if you don't have merchandise, you're a comic and you're just funny. And that's cool. I ain't gonna knock it, because there's other people that are, I wouldn't put open mic hacks in the comic zone. But to me, a comic doesn't have all that shit. A comedian, same with the music business. It's show business. And if you don't have merchandise, you're not in business. You're just all show and no business. And it may seem silly, but I'd way rather impress an agent or a manager or a high-ranking comedian that understands what that is versus a bunch of fucking hacks that are 20 years or more younger than me, and few of them have any concept of respect. They're mostly narcissistic look at me types. And I'm trying to think back at the Sunset Strip, because almost everybody at the Sunset Strip were the same people that were last in line for the Shakespeare's open mic night on Monday, I guess. And I was bummed, and I'm still kind of bummed that Mitzi's isn't open on Mondays, but I get it, I guess. So that's our mission. Get our check here in a week or so, pay rent, and book another flight. And that flight will be in and out. How you doing? Howdy, hi, see you, bye. And see what comes of that. Because I ain't taking shirts until I know that I'm gonna get a chance to perform and sell them. I ain't taking electronics because what's the fucking point? Plus, it's kind of like with hack comics. They like the open micers. They always carry a book, or they'll read off of their phone, or they'll do something stupid. None of them can just wing it. And then one of the bits that I used to just kind of riff it out was if you put the Monday night open mic crowd and the Tuesday night open mic crowd, it's almost as many people as I used to perform for it in the smoking lounge at the in high school. So it's like nothing worth like. Feel free to bomb all you want because whatever. A lot of them will like intentionally, even if it's funny, will intentionally not laugh because they don't want anybody but them to get the laughs. And what's funny is most of them don't. But yeah, this has been way too long. I'm fucking rattling on, so I'm gonna shut up. I don't have my speaker. Oh, wait, there is my speaker. See if I can get some outro. Wait, is it this phone? One of my phones got wet because all of this, because I put it on the same desk as the. Yeah, we don't have outro music. Sorry. So, love you. Peace. We're out.